Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Brampton, Ontario. This is the home opener for the Junior B Brampton Excelsiors here at Memorial Arena, their second game of the season. We are just awaiting official player introductions as this is their home opener. I am Matthew Carrick in for the JVI Sports Network, who are pleased to be bringing you this coverage of Junior B Lacrosse in the Ontario Lacrosse Association. This is the first lacrosse live broadcast that we're bringing you this year, as it is a new season, and you're looking at the officials for tonight's game, Ryan Wilson and Mark Thompson. As we said, the first game of the season for Halton Hills, as they will bit of a AP strong lineup tonight. Nolan O'Hanley, Zach Tarr, Ryan Patterson, and Chris Harland will slot in, as will Sam Haynes, the backup netminder tonight. Not many changes to the lineup that took the floor last night in Bowmanville / Clarington, I guess, as Brampton faced the Green Gales and ran to a 14-3 loss. Big weekend coming up here at Memorial Arena, May 4th and 5th, as Brampton will face Akwesasne and then Ganawaki Akwesasne on the 4th. That's the Saturday at 7 p.m. and then the Sunday at 2. After this game, May the 3rd, Halton Hills will be on the road in Orillia before their home opener on the 4th against the Orangeville Northmen. The horn has sounded here, as we can let you know that Caleb Slinger will be the starting netminder for the hometown Brampton Excelsiors here tonight. You see the player tunnel getting ready as the Excelsiors will be introduced player by player. We're waiting on Matt Bauman. We'll take his audio when it happens, as we get set for 3 20-minute runtime periods. Here, as we switch back to summer rules, we'll take you through those as the night progresses. Matthew Carrick and the JVI Sports Network in Brampton at Memorial Arena as Halton Hills Bulldogs make their way onto the carpet. A few fans in attendance, giving them a good welcome. They're coached by Blaine McCauley and with assistants Nick Grasby and Patrick Miles. Their trainer is Emily Coleman and general manager is Mike Hancock. And I think with that, we're going to throw it downstairs to Matt Bauman. He is the play-by-play announcer for Brampton Excelsiors Lacrosse.
Good evening, lacrosse fans, and welcome to tonight's game, the home opener of the 2019 Brampton Excelsiors Junior B season. I'd like to begin by welcoming to the floor the visiting Halton Hills Bulldogs. And now your 2019 Brampton Excelsiors Junior B roster, starting with our goalies, number 29, Caleb Slinger, number 30, Cole George, and number 31, Jacob Ferreira. Runners, number 2, Bryce Thompson. Number 5, Matt Demickus. Number 6, Thomas Eldrin. Number 7, Kyle Sterrett. Number 9, Blake Martin King. Number 10, Jordan Tobin. Number 11, Lucas Bennett. Number 12, Daniel Wheeler. Number 13, Hawkeye Hamilton. Number 15, Fraser McKenzie. Number 16, Austin Pope. Number 17, Lucas Ferreira. Number 18, Jacob Garcia. Number 19, Mark Van Scheppen. Number 20, Alex Q. Number 21, Logan Donnelly. Number 23, Owen Blount-Smith. Number 24, Andrew Horsley. Number 25, Liam Steele. And number 26, Jack Webb. Head coach, Todd Wilfong. Assistant coaches, Clint Nickerson and Evan Williams. And general manager, Brent McCauley. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 Junior B Excelsiors. And at this time, may I please ask everybody to rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, there it is, folks, the national anthem and player introductions, which means there's only one thing left to do. Drop the ball on the 2019 Junior B season. Again, the first home game tonight for the Brampton Junior B Excelsiors. You see them there huddled around the cage of Caleb Slinger, who will start in net tonight. Back down to Matt Bauman for a ceremonial faceoff. Ziggy Musial, the president of Brampton Excelsiors Lacrosse Club, welcoming the two captains to center floor. A couple years ago, for the Minto Cup, this carpet. Thinking, I got to make sure we're lined up correctly here, obviously. And I believe that's Fraser McKenzie for Brampton and Zach Kearney for Halton Hills. Halton Hills wearing their black with red trim here tonight. As you see them huddled around the net of Sammy Haynes. And on the other side, the Brampton Excelsiors. The colors we've come to expect from the Excelsiors, the home whites with the royal purple and gold accent colors. As we said before, Mark Thompson, Ryan Wilson, they greet the benches. They are your two officials tonight as we get set to get underway here in Brampton. JVI Sports Network presenting Junior B Lacrosse. These players are aged 16 to 21 in junior ball. Some of these players tonight on the lower side of that scale, as they would then, if skill provides, move up to Junior A. Big face-off scrum here as Liam Steele will collapse over top for Brampton, and still scrummed as picked off the turf by Jackson Webster. And first possession here tonight will go the way of the Halton Hills Bulldogs. Shot there over the shoulder. Well, we were told it was Caleb Slinger. That looks like number 1 of Jacob Ferreira. I'll try and confirm that for you. 00 Sammy Haynes, definitely the number 1 goaltender. As Brampton bouncing around outside right now. A shot there from Lucas Ferreira, the statistical leader on this Brampton squad after one game last night. As we said, a 14-3 loss, but Ferreira factoring in on all 3 goals with 3 assists. As now Halton Hills coming back with it. Back to the captain, Kearney. Kearney runs over his man, and that shot sneaks through the netminder for the first goal of the game. For Halton Hills, who now lead 1-0. We go back to the dot. Daniel Wheeler in on Jackson Webster. Big hit off to draw as it Rolls back to Lucas Bennett. And away from him, back into the stick of Kearney. Halton Hills trying to get the draw team off now. As Neil Mowat takes to the floor. Kearney with it again. Kearney a bit of a pick and roll there. Got it into the middle. Jump shot off 1 foot by Jackson Webster. And that ball up and out of play. And we'll get a stoppage. Vesna and Kearney picking up assists on the goal. As this one to the far side. Low shot there from Kearney. Bouncing off the arm of, again, we believe Jacob Ferreira. We will try and confirm. Andrew Horsley bringing it to center. He'll pass to Logan Donnelly, who had one of the 3 goals yesterday. Over for Kyle Sterrett. Sterrett all the way back up top for Mark Van Scheppen. Van Scheppen on the run. His shot. And rolling towards the net. And Haynes thought he had control of it, but it continued to roll. And his defender there to keep this a 1-goal game. Again, we believe this is Jacob Ferreira in net. As our first shot clock violation. And Brampton taking over at center. Cutting through the middle into the stick there of Matthew Diamasis. He falls down, ball loose. It pops towards the crease. And out for it, Haynes will cover up. But we'll get our first penalty of the game as Mark Thompson, the trail official, has signaled for a high stick. So 1-0 here early. As the Halton Hills Bulldogs lead over the Brampton Excelsiors in their home opener, but the Excelsiors drawing the first power play of the game. That shot hits Haynes and skips into the corner as Mark Van Scheppen will get the reset now. Ferreira back across, and Austin Pope couldn't come down with it cleanly. Had to double clutch. And now through to the crease and another penalty as it'll be an illegal cross check. If you're still in winter rules mode, if they call that a check from behind, it would be a automatic 4-minute double minor. They could then up it if they felt like to a 5-minute major. But just a cross check this time, and 2 in the box. With 4 minutes gone in this opening period. Minute 19, 5-on-4. For the Excelsiors, and Kearney, the interception in the middle. Kearney collides with 2 defenders, and now slipping past one on the far side, the pass towards the crease. Rolls wide, and a 2-on-nobody, may even be 3 with the trailer and the shot, and Sammy Haynes will bail out his defense there. One man beat a double team on the far side. And then as it came back, those 2 were the 2 that came up for Brampton. Now a steal as there's still 2-man advantage for 30 seconds here. As Ferreira will put it to the corner. Ferreira again. Far side up top now. Alex Q. He'll back away all the way up top, it looked like. And the count is on 10 to get over center. And they do that. Can't go over and back. Only when killing a penalty here in summer ball. At least I believe that's still the same rule. We haven't got word of any rule changes. There's a big pick there in the corner. Tyler Ford opening up space. One man has got back on the floor for Halton Hills. So now 25 seconds of normal 5-on-4 power play time here for Brampton, as they'll put Ferreira up top again. Off to his left first. Couple fakes there. Fraser McKenzie hits the outside of the post and lets this one roll all the way back down. All the way up for it is Jacob Ferreira. All the way down. The penalty has expired, so the better part of a minute and a half plus of 5-on-3, and the Halton Hills Bulldogs continue to lead 1-0, killing off the entire thing. Past 6 minutes gone in this first period. High shove there from Graydon Power. Remember, over and back. Only when killing a penalty. A shot from Alex Q, though, will tie the game. As they worked it to Q, and on the run, the quick blast, finding the top corner of Haynes. He was caught going down and to his right. As we're now tied with 13 and a half minutes left to play in our first of 3 scheduled periods. Another big face-off battle and a big hit there as well. It's going to be called an illegal hit as Daniel Wheeler got into his man. Noticeable absences tonight for Halton Hills as they take a shot from up top wide as it bounces off the end boards. 15 on their shot clock now. Stephen Portelli, Michael Pirog, Liam McKay, along with Connor Smith, Miles Newport, James Carroll, Ryan Brooks, and Hunter Randall, all not in the lineup tonight, which makes way for 5 APs listed on their roster. Tyler Ford to his left here for Eleneski, excuse me. And now a double team taking down the Brampton forward. Jack Webb continues to dig for it. Still loose, though. I believe this is on Halton Hills' shot clock, unless it's continuing to tick down after the save, and now finally picked up cleanly by Brampton, and we'll get a fresh 30 reset. Or not. The count is down in the corner with Mark Thompson. Now it will reset as Halton Hills picks up. Tied 1 apiece here. 8 minutes into our first period, about to hit the halfway mark of period number 1. As Kearney will one-hand it in the corner. Kearney all the way back up top. Oh boy, Ferreira feeling to go for a run as he works into the corner. And what do we got here? I think we're getting a Brampton penalty called by the trail official. Thomas Edgerlin didn't catch the number, either him or Blake Martin King, either 6 or number 9. I believe it's Matthew Diamesis, actually, the number 5. For Brampton over in the box. Either way, it's a power play for Halton Hills. Remember earlier on, killing off over a minute and a half, 5-on-3. So their opportunity to regain the lead here as Kearney backs away from the entire horn and right to the crease. A great play, but just not handled cleanly enough to get the quick stick. Otherwise, a sure goal for Halton Hills. Quickly back the other way in transition, though. A low shot taken by Lucas Bennett. As Bennett will corral it in the corner. This is Matthew Diamesis here. So again, we believe it's Adralian in the box, who took that illegal cross check. Big scrum. Ball squirts out the back end and is picked up by the Bulldogs of Halton Hills. Again in black, going right to left here in this opening period. As jogging his way onto the floor is Jackson Webster. He'll roll it back to Kearney. Kearney accepting the pass again. Now back to the right side. Some big boys on that right side of this power play set for Halton Hills. Think of some of the strong lefties they've had, or excuse me, righties they've had the last few years. It looks like this left side, some big boys down there. Another pass into the corner, and again, just missing that quick stick opportunity is Adam Alanitsky. And I think we've got a 10-second count. Brampton player thought it was to get over center. It's the restraining line here, and we're going to get a delay of game call as extra contact from Mark Van Scheppen on the Halton Hills player who was holding on to the ball. So as we pass the halfway mark, the Halton Hills Bulldogs now facing a two-man power play. Still knotted at 1, although it's about to become a normal power play here. And I believe that's a brain cramp for Webster. Excuse me, it's not Webster, it's Ford, who came onto the floor with his face mask dangling, and the chin strap violation called, as now the trainer goes over to see if she can help in any way. Emily Coleman has a big hit here against the Halton Hills boards. Ball just dumped into the corner by the Brampton penalty killer. And Halton Hills will take over once again. Minute remaining in this power play. At one point it was a 5-on-3. Now the more traditional 5-on-4. Eleneski to Kearney. Eleneski takes top spot, takes the shot, and Ferreira held his ground even though the ball bounced off his arm and then down. And then this one going to be airmailed up into the safety netting as we've passed 9 minutes left in our opening frame. First of a scheduled 3 20-minute periods here today as Kearney up top, him and Eleneski. Eleneski missed that one, so the shot clock down to 10 now as Kearney up top. He goes straight down the pipe as the seas parted there. Bit of a pick in the middle, I believe, from John Vesna, one of those big boys in the middle of the set. Brampton content to just slow this one down now as they have an extra 9 seconds on the shot clock over the power play time. Penalty box door opens, and now both sides have killed off 5-on-3 advantages. Mark Van Scheppen chasing his own shot from the corner. All the way up, heads up as a big knock there. And maybe a little extra as Logan Donnelly came in. And Andrew Derrick didn't like the big hit. Everybody doing a lot of standing around right now as Chris Dong on the far side was the one that was knocked with that big, huge hit by the Brampton forward. And Dong not going to be phased as he goes right back after it. Logan Donnelly in there. And Donnelly facing 3 Bulldogs. Still holding his ground, though. And finally, the inevitable happens as the ball is squirted away as it ends up in the stick of Nathan Ethier. But hobbling away from the scene of the crime was Logan Donnelly. Again, a goal last night. We'll try and keep our eyes on him on the bench down below us. And another big hit there is smothering defense from Owen Smith. Takes the ball carrier down as Jackson Webster gets up. Lost the ball in the process. As now jogging up towards center is Drawleen. And Brampton will now slow it down as they work to get a change. Again, APs at this level could be coming from upper levels of midgets, so 16, 17-year-olds. This is one of them right here, Nathan O'Handley, picking up the loose ball, going for a bit of a run as now Vesna will corral it over to Kearney. Vesna trying to clear space. Kearney to Vesna, the shot bouncing towards the line right there. Mark Thompson, he says no as Ferreira a bit late collapsing over top as he had a defender right on top of the line as well. But Ferreira, the first anxious moment in behind him. Still 1-1. Just under 6 minutes to play in our first period. As now Vesna will start it down the far side. He wants to go one-on-one with Martin King. Flip pass back up top. And as it's passed into the corner, we get a cross check. As Kearney, after he let the shot go. Extra from Blake Martin King, his second time to the box tonight. And the second power play of the night for the Halton Hills Bulldogs. We've gone one per side. Big hit that comes up top. I kind of agree with the coaching staff down below us for Brampton as they said it was moving. Big double team on the ball here. Liam Steele running out of time. Will he get there? Yes, he will, with 22 on the shot clock. So he had about a second and a half to play with, but now he's going to lose it. And a holding penalty well behind the play for Halton Hills as Webster will jog off for a hold. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first period. Understand a lot going on tonight. NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. It's also a Saturday, so we appreciate you spending the time with us. If you have to step out, we understand our YouTube games, as always, will remain as an archive. Come back to at any time and revisit. Ball down, now picked up as Dong will chase it up. Chris Dong, a long-time player in the Rock Elite League and winter ball, so you know his legs well and good as it rolls into the corner for another one of those graduates. Luke Dawick, who comes over the top in his sidearm shot. In on Jacob Ferreira. A number of winter programs now starting to pop up as the Rock Elite League has been one of the longest active ones in Oakville. Nice feed right to the crease as spinning in the quick fire from Lucas Ferreira. But Samuel Haynes there to turn that one aside. Keeps it a 1-1 game in the final 4 minutes of this opening period. We are 4-on-4 for the next 20 seconds. As this is John Vesna. He'll take the flip pass down towards the crease, and Kearney towing the line. Too close for the officials' liking. As Fraser McKenzie, Donnelly, and Jacob Garcia, the 3 goal scorers last night. Again, 3 assists. 1 on every goal for Lucas Ferreira. As there wasn't a whole ton of offense to speak of last night. As the Gales got their Junior B campaign started. Gales taking it to the Ontario Finals last year against the Elora Mohawks, the eventual Founders Cup champions. The entire Founders Cup available on our YouTube channel as well, as we were happy to broadcast that from Akwesasne. This one lifted into the corner at the tail end of the shot clock. So Brampton heading off for a change with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first period. Dawick out of the corner, stutter steps, pulls back now. He's got Webster in front of him as we are back to 5-on-5. Ford working in the corner. Back up top as Dawick is now cycled. A lot of movement on this undersized power play, and this is going to be a high stick, I believe. As a tie-up there between Jackson Webster in the middle and Andrew Horsley. And Webster wouldn't separate with Horsley, and as he continued to push, the stick rode high. And again, unlike winter ball, that can be a 2-minute minor, which it is. And Halton Hills back to the power play. Yet to connect here tonight. This their third opportunity. As Ford will play it up top. Kearney, Vesna, corner. And now they go back the other way. Just the two crease players yet to touch. Out of the 5 here. Ford wanted it up top. He was wide open. But Vesna and Kearney, it's not going to matter as Kearney rips the shot and will score for just the second goal of the game for either side. And it is Halton Hills as they come out to a lead. A lot of movement there as he comes up top. You can just see the blistering pass there from Kearney as Halton Hills takes a 2-1 lead in the 2-minute warning. Daniel Wheeler now in on Chris Dong, and Dong will pull it out. Interesting with Wheeler at the dot. I was pretty sure that we saw Fraser McKenzie taking face-off practice during warm-up as John Vesna works it towards the crease. And his shot saved there by Ferreira. Weak pass attempt there, hooked in the stick, and Lucas Bennett better turn around and get back. And, just did it in time as Andrew Derrick was racing towards the net, but the left arm of Ferreira there to take that one aside. Now continuing around the horn, it comes back here for Mark Van Scheppen. Bouncer off the boards. Lucas Ferreira has it, rips a shot, 10 on the shot clock. Not sure if he was trying to go 2 for 1 a bit early for that, I would think, with 45 seconds right now remaining in our first period. It is a 1-goal lead for Halton Hills as they're up 2-1. As now working through the middle, the stick check from Elineski, and he runs through the crease to go after the loose ball. 1 second difference, game clock over shot clock. 23 on the game clock right now, so Brampton can't go for last shot. They'll leave Ferreira in the net. They have 2 timeouts to work with. You can only take 1 per period. So it looks like Brampton electing to hang on to it right now. 7 on the shot clock. Halton Hills picks up, and they don't call theirs either. Electing to let Dong run this out. Dong from the corner rips one quickly, and Ferreira will make the save, which will take us to our first intermission. An action-packed first period, a couple power plays for either side. But at the end of it, the Halton Hills Bulldogs come away with a first period lead as they're up by a score of, 2-1. We'll take a timeout and send you back here to Brampton for period number 2 on the other side of this break. they have 2 timeouts. A live look inside the Brampton Memorial Arena as the teams make their way back onto the floor for this second period. It is a 2-1 lead for Halton Hills after the first period, as they took the lead right at the end. As we're going to look at Brampton's coaching staff: Todd Wilfong, Clint Nickerson, Evan Willens. Their general manager is Brent McCauley. Sammy Posma is the athletic therapist. 2-1 for Halton Hills. We switch ends here in the second period. We'll do it again in the third for the same configuration we had in the first as we get set for second period action. We start 5-on-5. Once again, Brampton in their whites, going right to left. And I think that's just a mistake by the official. Wanted to award it to Brampton and just got the ends wrong, as now picked up, and Brampton gets first possession. A shot there. Save made by Haynes as it rolls into the half board. Take down there, and we're going to get another penalty, as coming to the bench in behind us is Ferreira, and it will be a high stick. So another power play here for Brampton. They had one in that first period, and for the majority of it, they were 5-on-3, as this shot over top of the crowd ends up off the end glass. As the bounce comes back, it's handled cleanly by Chris Dong, who then runs the floor. Dong looking for help, bit of late getting the change off here. Now all four are there. Oh, close to the line for Kearney, as John Vesna from the wall back to Dong on the crease. Ford wants it, but no passing lane there for Dong, who recovers and will get the reset as Fraser McKenzie was on him. Dong all the way up top. They'll change the first one. Alaneski out there now. Kearney to Ford. That bounces off the stick of Alaneski, and him and Thomas Adralin. Pair of sixes crashing in along the half wall, and this is going to expire the shot clock and bring the power play time down to 45 seconds here for Brampton. Trying to tie things up as they trail 2-1. Late goal in the period, as we said, for Halton Hills, who took the early lead. As now up top again, that shot just wide by Mark Van Scheppen. Rebound bouncing right back. Oh, Thought there may have been perhaps a hold there as Nathan Ethier does get it up. Cross, and then the dunk shot attempt by Kearney goes over top of Ferreira and rolls to the far side. Here's Ethier again. Ethier, Kearney. Kearney with it with 3 on the clock. He'll skip one into Ferreira. And the rebound close to the corner before it's picked up by Van Schep, and he'll try and walk his way down the glass. And we're 5-on-5 now. It was Brampton's power play anyways. I was looking for the 10 count, but of course there shouldn't be one in that situation. Down in the corner, Alex Q knocked off balance as it's picked up by Halton Hills. On a bounce, what a snag by Vesna. Off the low pass by Ryan Patterson, the AP wearing 44 tonight. This one goes sky high before coming down in the stick of Jack Webb, but Vesna, what a pickup there on the bounce. The short hop, one-handed low, basically behind him. Shame he couldn't do more with the shot, but there it is. Brampton coming up top. And the shot on the run from Lucas Ferreira bounces into Haynes, who went with it nicely. No Carter Brown, the backup netminder. For Halton Hills tonight, it'll be Josh Gamble wearing number 1. Here's the shot from Luke Dawick. As Ferreira collapses, make sure there's no rebounding quickly down the floor. Reinforcements arriving on scene fast and furious as Lucas Bennett got bowled over right into Haynes, who is a bit slow to get up here. As he's now regained his footing. And perhaps his composure, Ryan Wilson going to give him a couple extra seconds there. As Lucas Bennett took off with the shot. And he was tackled from behind after the shot, actually. As Vesna out of the corner will work it back to Kearney up top. Kearney again. Round a pick from Webster off the foot of Ferreira. This one goes up and out of play. Free souvenir waiting if anybody wants it in the end zone there, right under the clock, which now reads 15 minutes, and 40 seconds as Kearney takes the shot and just gets it through the legs there of Ferreira. As the Bulldogs are now up by 2. See here, this shot just going 5-hole on Ferreira. Thought he got a piece as he felt it. But it rolls through, and that will be the 3-1 marker for the Halton Hills Bulldogs. So back to the dot we go, and Logan Donnelly didn't see any movement at all from Dong as Donnelly chased it back into his own zone, but Dong comes away with it. Vesna back to the trailer. Looking for help. It comes in the form of Kearney off the bench. Vesna down for Dawick. A lot of collision in front of Dawick there. He was expecting the roll as now Kearney takes a shot. Ferreira the save. Rebound into the corner. Luke Dawick, as I check my notes, make sure we get the correct Dawick sibling. Of course, Josh playing junior A for the Toronto Beaches. This one bounced. It was in the crease, and oh boy, I think Ryan Wilson is still in, I was going to say in winner mode, but in junior. We'll have to check that. I thought you couldn't pick it out, but I guess you can. As they ask for the ball. And I think that was that Dawick in on the crease. The first career junior goal for Luke Dawick as he's got a souvenir. So Emily Coleman taping that one up, and they'll put the ink to it. As Austin Pope bouncing around up top. Delayed penalty as Ferreira's on the bench. 6 white jerseys now. As it's played back for Alex Q. Up top, McKenzie. Oof. Tries to shoot it through a crowd and off the leg of the defender in front, and absolutely no. No reaction there, trying to get the number. As they're saying, James Vesda with the goal. And it will be Vesna going into the box as well. Slashing penalty will put Brampton back on the power play. Still looking for their first power play marker, despite this, I believe, their fifth now opportunity. And Haynes making the save. Playing good angles here in this game so far. He's up and across center. Great in power. Braces against the dasher board, and now Power facing the double team. It's Damasis and Ed Trollin. As that ball scoots out to Dong on the far side. Dong waiting for the line change. Webster, now Kearney. Kearney and Damasis. It's Kearney shooting down the pipe. Ferreira with the save just as the shot clock sounds. And Brampton with a fresh 30 in the back half of this power play. .13 minutes remaining in the period as they work it around. Up top, here's McKenzie, a rising shot from Fraser McKenzie. Say that clipped the goaltender before it hit off the glass. Now McKenzie with it back again. Alex Q will take the shot, had the corner, taken away nicely by Haynes, who then recovers in time for the rebound for Kyle Sterrett. And a back-in call will give it back to Brampton here as Q and McKenzie play catch. It's now Lucas Ferreira going to take over, and the initial save. And it rolls through to give Brampton the 3-2 deficit, I guess, as they claw back within one. Quite some time between goals, as that was the case yesterday as well. In fact, no goals in the first period. They were down 4-0 after one, but a tight one here now, 3-2, with 12:30 left to play. Showing 4-2 in-house here. Is that correct? Try and confirm that as Webster. That shot bounces just wide as it's played back. And on the Brampton bench, frustration as the stick smashes into the boards. Ball comes back to McKenzie. Can't handle it cleanly. Under 10 on the shot clock as his shot sails off the foot. And wide. .11 minutes, 20 seconds. Heads up here. One takes a skip, hop right in front of the benches, but does stay in play as James Vesna in on Fraser McKenzie. And McKenzie trying to kick it free now. He does as it rolls along the end boards. Austin Pope with it. He'll stretch the floor late in the shot clock with 3 seconds as he just gets it in on Haynes, but half his line was already headed off to make the change. Pereira over to make the save. He'll hang on as well. Played here for Matthew Diamasis. Delayed penalty coming again as Ferreira to the bench for Brampton. Wide pass there and a big hit in behind the net. This is going to draw a crowd. We already had a penalty coming to Halton Hills. We'll see if there's anything else. As walking away under a little bit of duress looks to be, I believe that's Lucas Ferreira. The officials are going to discuss this one here. Definitely heading off is Graydon Power. He had the initial call. Captain's awaiting word. And Ryan Wilson coming over to give the Brampton bench an explanation. Bench is located right underneath of us here. And now Halton Hills getting the explanation. Again, if you're in the Brampton area, Akwesasne Ganawaki coming in on May 4th and 5th, usually traveling together with that long trip. Again, May 4th is the Saturday night, I believe, as Akwesasne's here for a 7 p.m. start. Ganawaki on May the 5th for a 2 p.m. start. The next two home games for the Brampton Excelsiors as they get 3 here to start. 2 on the road for Halton Hills. This one here, and then Aurelia on May the 3rd before their home opener on May the 4th against Orangeville. That's part of a 4 straight games at home. Up in Orangeville. 10:27 on the clock. We have 2 players in the box for Halton Hills, so I guess they did call. Oh, sorry, we've got offsetting, it looks like, as Brampton's got a penalty as well. And they all go up here in summer ball, no offsets. So after all of that, Brampton to the power play, 4-on-3 for a full 2 minutes, and then we'll have a mass exodus with 3 players in the box. Any more for Halton Hills will be in stack situation. As Alex Q, knew that was going to happen. A shot. Oh, off the bar now from McKenzie. And this one's going to bounce all the way down the floor. Alex Q, I believe, is the younger brother of Andrew of the Oakville Rock. Full season with Oakville last year. His rookie season. And Tampa University is another shot from Q. And former Burlington Chief, Mimico Mountaineer, as Alex has it back again. A couple shots for him down low on this power play. Now they go the far side. Try to get the lefties involved as Mark Van Scheppen gets a reset. So far, all Haynes as now picked up by Webster. Stumbled. And now Dong can't pick it up. And Dong, for the second time tonight, collided and over the restraining line. And I don't know that he necessarily meant to do that, but the ball does roll away. And 47 seconds remaining here. So Dong's going to sit for 2 minutes and 47 seconds as those 3 penalties on the board. That one will stack and won't run for 47, which also means that Halton will have to hold one when everything expires because they'll still be down 5-4. Floor strength. No, 5-3. So extended power play again with extra men for Brampton. As a collision here, Lucas Ferreira trying to pick up the loose ball. Kearney right on him, and then as it popped loose, Kearney takes an extra bump from Ferreira. And Kearney was headed down the floor. This pass is going to go well over his head. And it just dies on the carpet. I think it hit a dead spot on its way to Andrew Horsley. Horsley up for Wheeler. So it sounds like Power and Liam Steele, the two offsetting penalties. And they're going to stop here because of the stack penalty situation. And I figured that was going to happen as racing out of the box was Andrew Derrick. No, that should have been correct. They sent one out, as I think the officials were trying to sort out the stack penalty situation as well. Shot clock has stopped at 7 seconds here. Game clock down to 8:22. Again, we believe it's 3-2, but 4-2 showing in-house. I'm getting confirmation. We're going to go with the scoreboard, but if there is any updates to that, we will try and let you know. But for now, we're going to go with 4-2, it looks like, as Kearney trying to get across center, and he will draw the holding call. Thought Diamasis may have gone with him, but enough over the shoulder as Kearney recognized to put the brakes on and will draw the penalty. Shot clock does continue to run here when you're shorthanded. Vesna the pick, the roll, and the score. As he's set up there by Luke Dawick. Minute 28 remaining shorthanded. We're still trying to sort out the penalty box. And just see the beautiful pick and roll there as Dawick finds Vesna for the finish. And I think Brampton's going to burn a timeout here. Brampton calling timeout. Down by 3, 5-2. And you can see their discussion as Halton Hills asking for everybody on the floor here, so Blaine McCauley can give them their instructions. See full team huddle out in front of the box as they lead by 3, still down a man for a minute 28 seconds with 7:55 remaining in the period. So there's the confirmation. We will be 5-on-4 as we come out of the huddles. Again, a lot of lacrosse coming your way this summer, we hope, from the JVI Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Most of it will be here on the main page. Check out jvisportsnetwork.com or at JVI Video, at Webcast Sports, also our sister Twitter account. If you're on social media. As Fraser McKenzie will flip it there for Q, and not a clean catch as Kearney now with time to kill off as the penalty's down to 1 minute. As Luke Dawick, he finds Jackson Webster. Webster over to the right side here as Graydon Power. Back for Dawick. That shot after the shot clock. Didn't matter as the shot has to hit the goaltender before the shot clock goes, not like the basketball rule. Up top, straight down the pipe, the shot there from Ferreira. And not handled cleanly. It looked like an easy pickup by Neil Mowat. Excuse me. As again, another shot there, this time from McKenzie. It goes high off the end glass. Ferreira and McKenzie playing catch up top. Now down the left side, penalty has expired. We're back to 5-on-5, and Mark Van Scheppen didn't handle it cleanly. And how about that shot there from McKenzie, and how about the celly after? A low shot rising up into the corner for the third marker of the game for Brampton. Bit of a nothing play, and the low shot rising above Haynes, who went low, and that opened the top corner. Just over 6 minutes remaining here in the second period. Second of 3 20-minute periods. And Brampton creeping back into this one. Ball down at the feet of Andrew Horsley. He'll now get it to Van Scheppen. Van Scheppen for Q, his shot right into the pad of Haynes. And now Q will get double teamed. Lost the ball, picked up. Nice snag there on the far side by Dong, who broke the ankles of his defender and not feeling too good. The man on the far side as Dong got up and sent it to Vesna. Vesna out muscling Owen Smith, it looks like. Down defensively as now Dawick will send it far side. Dawick up top. Webster tried a bounce shot, and Ferreira all over that. And quickly, ball sent up. A shot there. Haynes making the save as Brampton trying quick transition plays here in the final 5 minutes of the second period. Big rip from up top off the glass. If it was handled clean in the corner, Logan Donnelly had a wide open cage. Dawick stumbled as well coming across center as this is out of the corner. Neil Mowat gets it to Kearney. 15 on their shot clock as Kearney pass into the corner, hit the back of Jack Webb. And with the scrum in the corner, Vesna wanted the quick reset. He's got to come outside. Otherwise, he had a huge shot. So they'll try the set instead. Over to the far side, and how does that go? It is Tyler Ford. Again, a bit of a nothing play as Ford just looked like he was going to step up top and makes the shot that ends up going through a crowd. Watch the stutter step here. Almost comes to a complete stop, and that one just through a crowd for the sixth goal. Again, we've got it as the sixth goal now for the Halton Hills Bulldogs, who restore their 3-goal lead into the final 4 minutes of regulation. 4 minutes of this period, the second of 3 regulation periods. Logan Donnelly up top for Pope. Austin Pope then collides with a couple defenders all the way up top. Shot there by Lucas Ferreira is soaked by the top man, Nathan Ethier. And then falling was Dong after the fact. He looks like he may need some attention from the trainer as he comes off hobbling. He's just going to take his spot in line as this time the shot from Ford bounces and goes up off the end glass. Quick reset though. It's time for Owen Smith. Smith has the offensive unit getting out there now. He goes to Van Scheppen. Van Scheppen wants Q. Q will give it here for Donnelly. Defender way high all over Donnelly. Will now chase the ball down into the corner where McKenzie is. And Fraser McKenzie shot off the end boards. Big hit there as Q went down, but McKenzie will corral it. Diamasis, far side, final 3 minutes of the period now as this shot through a crowd, picked up by Q. gets his own rebound after the Donnelly shot. And now stripped away from Q. Haynes will pick it up. And Halton Hills getting a very tired defensive unit off the floor as they were down there for about a minute and a half. Kearney to Vesna. Coming up to throw the pick was Webster. And the one-handed shot from Vesna. Kearney can't reach it. And off to the races and down the floor is Andrew Horsley. The shot and the goal. And look at the Selly as well. 2:15 remaining here in the period for Horsley. As we'll get a good look at this entire play. As Horsley off to the races, they want that ball as well. Believe that's his first. As just straight over top of Haynes. And strong Selly game after, just caught it at the tail end, I believe, is off the face-off. Pushed back by Donnelly, but corralled by Steele. And with 2 minutes remaining and a 2-goal lead, Halton Hills will look to get another one back. Perhaps a well-timed timeout for Brampton as they've had a bit of momentum, despite Halton Hills putting one in behind Ferreira. Ford had thoughts of taking it to the cage, as now from outside Kearney, the shot off the base of the post. That one gets up and out of play. Kearney in the corner for Dawick. Luke Dawick, the give and go there with Webster. He collided with the defender just as Ferreira made the save off his shot. And now Kearney back for Dawick. 90 seconds left in the period. Ball floating in towards the fan area. As now it'll roll free. Here's Kearney. 15 on the shot clock, and it'll roll free. And another transition opportunity, 2-on-1 here for Brampton, but flying off the bench were the Bulldogs as Bennett had to hold up, and he'll wait for Austin Pope and the rest of the offense. They'll make their way on the floor. Lucas Ferreira. Horsley. Now Kyle Sterrett. Shot there, Sterrett racing back. And look out here, we got a scrap. Can't see who the Halton Hills player is as he gets taken down, but Alex Q all over the top. Still some words, and now this will be fun as one of the unique features of Brampton's Memorial Arena. The two combatants have to take off down the same tunnel exit. They wait for Ryan Patterson to get into his dressing room. And now Q can exit the floor. Here's another look. Patterson, the AP tonight. And Q, if he's anything like his brother. A big, strong boy. That's what got the bench so fired up. With the AP throwing down. 46 seconds now remaining here in the second period as they'll sort out the penalties. I imagine we're just going to go 5 in a game. Pretty sure the game is automatic. That looks like it. Brampton's asking for an instigator penalty, which I don't think is going to happen. As Alex Q, Ryan Patterson, an early exit to tonight's game. One in which the Halton Hills Bulldogs trying to go 2 for 1 now, lead by a pair. 39 seconds left. Halton Hills will get it back. Brampton cannot use the timeout here at the end of the period as they took one earlier. They'll have one to burn in the third. Halton Hills with both of theirs still remaining. Big hit up top. Brampton asking for the moving screen. It's not going to come. As getting up is Mark Van Scheppen. or at least the interference call. Van Scheppenhard into a player. That could have been a moving screen. And then falling there, perhaps a slash. And Halton Hills is going to wait for the shot clock. As it does sound, getting up slowly is Logan Donnelly. In behind the play, an immediate timeout call from Halton Hills as they'll, I imagine, put 6 attackers out for the final 8.9 seconds of this second period. 6-4. Reminder to subscribe to the YouTube channel here. We've got a second one as well. You can look for JVI Sports Network Channel 2 for continuing lacrosse coverage all season long, and on Twitter at JVI Video for links and schedule information from where we'll be as the summer approaches, as well as at Webcast Sports for highlights and the like, our sister account. Remind you that if you're in the Brampton area, you can head to Memorial Arena May 4th and 5th, Akwesasne and Kanawaki in for a pair. Believe that's next weekend. If you're joining us live here as we broadcast this on April the 27th of 2019. 9 seconds remaining in the period. Samuel Haynes is on the bench as Kearney comes straight through the middle. Couple picks in the middle. It looked like they were going for Vesna. Here's the shot, and Brampton will run out of time. It bounces over top of the cage anyways. But it'll be a 2-goal lead here for Halton Hills as we head into the final frame, as they're up 6-4. Brampton now in danger of going down, dropping their first 2 games of the season, both of them on back-to-back days early on. So we will take a timeout. 10 minutes scheduled here in Brampton before we're back for more Junior B lacrosse action on the JVI Sports Network. We're back inside Brampton Memorial Arena here in Brampton, Ontario, as the Halton Hills Bulldogs have a 6-4 lead over the Brampton Excelsiors in their home opener. If you need a refresher, Brampton in white, they go left to right on your screen here in the first period. In the third period, our final regulation time period. As another good scramble off the dot involving Chris Dong and this time Daniel Wheeler. And the third period, as we said, underway. And a goal early on in the period here for Halton Hills that now has them leading by 7-4 as we're just getting started here. In the period, work from the outside, another pick and a roll from John Vesda. Looks like he'll be the one to watch this year for the Halton Hills Bulldogs. Vesna, that should be his 4th point of the game, as they had him downstairs for a goal and 2 assists through the first 2 periods. Here's Kearney now. His shot handled by Ferreira. As it's picked up again. Brampton bench wanting a slash. They're going to get a hold instead as Ford goes high on Jacob Garcia as he crosses center. And now a hit in the corner. A hold and a check from behind. So our first 4-minute double minor of the season in the opening minute of play here. Ford for holding, and then a 4-minute double minor for checking from behind. So Brampton, for the 3rd time in this game, will go up. Excuse me. 2 men on the power play, a 5-on-3 advantage. This time for the full 2 minutes. A nice catch there, and then the shot down towards the foot and hung on to by Haynes as Austin Pope was right there at the top of the crease. Back across for Kearney. Him and Ethier bring it across the restraining line. If I'm not mistaken, Ethier, another one of those winner players. Webster thought about the dunk shot, realized you can't do that here in summer ball, I should say. As that'll be back over. Kearney tried to leap and keep it onside, but it is the over and back with 1:10 seconds remaining in this 5-on-3 for Brampton, of which, again, their 3rd of the game, yet to capitalize on any of those opportunities. Alex Q, Ryan Patterson at the end of that second period. 5 in a game each for fighting. We did confirm that as well. As trying the quick stick shot attempt. Rebound is going to roll here to the wall. As the Halton Hills player gets there first, it gets taken down. I'd be surprised if that's not Chris Dong again. And guess what? Yes, it is. As the youngster putting in work here tonight and taking a licking for it. Here's Ferreira. That shot wide off the end boards. Dong with the rebound as it's up the far side. This should do it for the first penalty, or will it? As now the triple team and John Vesda has a man in front. They score. This coming off the loose ball battle as Vesda will find Eleneski for the 8th goal. And we pick this up at the loose ball battle. And Vesna here, everyone pays attention to him, not the man on the crease. And early movement off the faceoff will give possession to Halton Hills, as that goal by Eleneski, his 2nd of the game, and it is a shorthanded marker. As now Ford will spin off a check as he comes out of the box. Another 2 minutes left here in the second half of the double minor for checking from behind. As Kearney all the way into the corner for Dawick, trying to send it back for Ford. And the stick check there, trailing by Thomas Edgerlin. As Brampton up over center. Minute and a half left in their power play. Up top, Ferreira playing catch with McKenzie. Ferreira, a pick in front of him, his shot, and guess what? Chris Dong blocking the shot. Just a huge, impressive performance from number 22 in red here tonight. Posture's up over top of that loose ball as well, and will give his Halton Hills Bulldogs penalty-killing teammates a chance to take this power play all the way down to about 30 seconds. Kearney onto the floor now. He accepts the pass. Ford being harassed on the near side was looking to get an outlet. Here comes the double team. And the ball will just be lifted errantly into the corner, out of harm's way as the shot clock will expire. Ford having some words as comes off the floor with him and Liam Steele. As there's 4.5 gone in this final frame. And the final 20 or so seconds for Brampton on this power play. A full 2-minute 5-on-3. And then another 2 after that. Oh, the shot goes left. Haynes went left. The shot went to his right. And the rebound picked up nearly an empty net there for Austin Pope. And Brampton couldn't capitalize. They're going to trail by 4 here after a full 4-minute kill, the first 2 of which were an extra man down. Nifty pass all the way up top. Room to shoot, and it's a bouncer, and Haynes collapsing over top of the Ferreira bounce shot. And it remains 8-4 as we've played 5 minutes here in the third period. Ryan Wilson, a quick word for Samuel Haynes. As John Vesna to the far side, he finds Kearney on the crease, and not much you can do with John Vesna, who is outsizing and outskilling opponents here tonight. Vesna's 6th point of the game. As we just don't catch it there, but finding Kearney on the crease. Kearney's second as Vesna gets his 6th point, his 4th assist, as he's got 2 goals to go along with it. Man, with that size advantage, hard to play the body as they'll get around you, but you also have to respect the shot and the room he can create. He's turning into something pretty good. Traveled to Alberta with the Junior A Brampton Excelsiors, a trade deadline acquisition. His Junior A rights are owned by the Excelsiors, but he is property of the Junior B Halton Hills Bulldogs as Dong on the run takes the shot and will score as Halton Hills threatening to run away with this one now as they lead 10-4. And they want the ball again. Another one for the souvenir rack as I believe Chris Dong might have his first. That is indeed his first. 10-4 in favor of Halton Hills, and this one will be a shot through the crease and a big hit after the fact with the ball in the corner. And arguing his case is Logan Donnelly, but he'll go off here. As I think officials trying to keep a lid on this one. James Vesna with a word for Donnelly as he walks by. boarding. And I don't think there's a minor for boarding. There isn't. It's a 5-minute major. I don't think that's a call you would see if this were a junior A or definitely not an MSL game. But regardless, a 5-minute major against the Brampton Excelsiors, and it's Liam Donnelly heading off, and picking the corner up top is Kearney. I don't think Brampton too happy about the celly afterwards, but it is a power play goal, making it 11-4 for Kearney. As they now lead 11-4, and that'll be the end of the day for Jacob Ferreira. Caleb Slinger now coming in for the Brampton Excelsiors. This time, well, I thought we were correct before as well, but we had Ferreira listed as 31, and it was number 1 in. So we thought that was Ferreira, but now 31 has taken the cage. So either Ferreira or Slinger. So apologies to either one. This looks like, well, I've seen a few Ferreira players, and it looks like perhaps one of the Ferreira clan. No names on the back of the jerseys as of yet for Brampton. But anyways, the Brampton netminder, his first touch out of the way. 1 of 2 possible power play goals taken off this 5-minute major. As Donnelly remains in the box, he'll have to serve all 5 minutes regardless of what happens on the power play. As one-on-one, Graydon Power winning the battle there against Austin Pope. And the shot clock will expire. Here's Kearney up top. The pass from Dawick. Ford in the corner. Ford, Kearney, Vesna. Back up top. Dong will clear space, as will Dawick as the shot comes in. And the save made by the goaltender we're going to call Slinger. And if that's incorrect, we apologize. As Dawick will pick this ball off the half wall. And a fresh 30, which is now down to 15 for Halton Hills. Kearney, a bouncer, he'll score. He gets both of the possible 2 on the major penalty, as Halton Hills has extended their lead to 8. Kearney, the blast from up top, the same cell he gave us last time. The congratulations and the 12-4 score. As Kearney completes his hat trick. Taking some time here to clear the penalty time off the clock. That came with 2:35 remaining, so Donnelly will have to sit for the remaining 2:35. 11:06 left in the period. As Dong and Wheeler at the face-off dot, and James Vesna, has he been tossed? I thought it was 10. I believe it was, well, maybe straight 10. Nobody's going to the box. Nothing on the board. Although the Bulldogs only have 4 players on the floor right now, as Ryan Wilson gives Blaine and Colley the explanation. And now Andrew Derrick goes over to serve what I believe is a 2-minute minor to James Vesna, who, in Ryan Wilson's defense, had been looking for trouble for ever since the Ryan Patterson fight. So 12 minutes for him with 11 left in regulation here. Vesna, an early shower, and another power play for Brampton, of which they are scoreless on the night. Here's Dong. Good decision from this young man as he decides to peel to the right and wait for reinforcements as he was looking down the barrel of 2 Brampton defenders. Dong still with it. He's had the entire possession in his stick. Now 5 on the shot clock as he brings it back. He'll go all the way up top, as it'll be shot from Nathan Ethier. Into the corner, trying to pick it out is Jackson Webster. He's the first man in. Now Ethier in to help out. 3 Brampton players countering that move. Liam Steele, one of them, kicks it ahead, and it will be Ethier that gets there. Ethier back to John Vesna. In along the boards, and 45 seconds remaining in the penalty to Halton Hills, who have been down in the zone to our left for quite some time. Remember, this is the second in 2 nights very early in this season. The Excelsiors, look out, Slinger. There's going to be penalties here as Liam Steele gave a shove to, I think it's Webster who's going to head off. 2 for roughing, offset. Brampton retains possession with 9:31 remaining in the period and 25 seconds left in Brampton's power play. And to be fair, Liam Steele, a little less vocal than James Vesna was, but still looking for trouble there as Brampton's 4-on-3. Oh, Haynes nicely back to his right as he takes that play away. Big chop as coming across center is Nolan Power. He's got Kyle Starrett with him. And Power will pass it back across center. It'll be over and back just as the penalty expires. I think they were trying to start that back up top, but regardless, Brampton gets it in the corner as we're now 4-on-4. And another offer on the power play here for the Brampton Excelsiors. This shot will skip off the shoulder of Haynes, go off the glass and into the screening. Brampton trailing 8 as it's been all Bulldogs here in this third period. And now the pass picked off by Kearney. 3 already tonight. Stick check there by the trailer. Facing the double team, he gets a shove as he goes through the crease. And ball down as trailing the play. Here's Vesna. Penalty in the corner, and the shot there. And did that go in? I'm not sure where the ball is. I think it's tied up in the equipment of Slinger somewhere. I believe it is. This Fraser McKenzie is going to go off for a slash on the loose ball battle. Over on the far side, it was a save by the goalie we believe to be Slinger as it went up and out of play. Again, we've received some incorrect information, so if that's not accurate, we apologize. As Vesna in towards the crease, and AP time here as Zach Tarr gets shoved out of the crease. And another AP, Chris Harland, getting extra time here, along with Nolan O'Handley. Are there 4 APs out there right now? 3 killing this penalty, along with Neil Mowat. And a little too much there from O'Handley. So it is an 8-goal lead, 7.5 left. Not quite sure if you can call this garbage time or not, as, heads up there. As the offsetting penalties expired, Webster turned and crashed into his own player. Now John Vesna, not content with his 6-point night, 7 now, I believe, as Kearney and Dong will play catch up top. Here's Kearney. Had Dong open on the crease and just couldn't handle it. As a big pick there, Luke Dawick will send it towards the crease. Sidearm shot, and not a lot on it there from Tar. We have Tar listed as 7, and we've seen a 7. So I believe someone probably has ripped a jersey, switched to 9, and we'll have to try and figure out who that is. As up top, Kearney. Vesna, the one-handed pickup. It comes back up top. And a big collision in along the boards, and all of this is going to draw the attention of the officials and a couple players as we head down the stretch here. As the Brampton Excelsiors, that tight division between them. A shot here from Austin Pope. Finds the pipe before going up and out of play. As on the near side, dancing around, be Lucas Ferreira. A shot there. Haynes with the save. He wasn't sure where it was, so he had to stand his ground as it's picked up on the far side. The Southeast Division includes Brampton and Halton Hills, as well as the Mountaineers and Orangeville. So, as you kind of see how it's going to play out, perhaps Orangeville and one of these two teams maybe. As the Mountaineers taking the Junior B team from last year, the Mississauga Tomahawks, perhaps picking up some former Junior C Mimico players as that program has now folded. So it may be between those three on who would sneak in if the top two in the division get through. Race is on now for this loose ball in behind the play. Luke Dawick getting there first as he outruns Adam Eleniski. And a big hit by Dawick in on Eleniski in front of his own cage. And now Dawick will be rewarded with the opportunity to bring it up over the net. Hidden ball play between Dawick and Chris Dong. Junior NLL representatives on the same team. They're definitely on the same page as Ford. Back for Dawick. Luke Dawick around a man. Reaching out with the free arm was Jonathan Webster. And Webster now getting up, bowling his way towards the front of the net in his off-angle shot. A late one there from Dong as couple tie-ups. One on the side of the crease and another one right on the former Toshiba logo on the carpet here. As Lucas Ferreira up over center. 8-goal lead for Halton Hills. It looks like they'll take their first victory of the season, and Brampton will drop 0-2. And it doesn't get any easier as they get Akwesasne and Ganawaki next weekend, both doubleheaders here at home on Saturday and Sunday. Halton Hills going to Aurelia on Friday night before their Saturday home opener against Orangeville. That's going to be a good one. Off the post and then off the foot of the official. Oh, what a rip there from John Vesna up top. As the rebound's picked up by Brampton. May 4th in Georgetown. Orangeville Northman, Halton Hills Bulldogs, Junior B action. That game gets underway at 7:30. It's going to be a good one as we'll get a slashing call here. Nolan O'Hanley, the AP, heading off to the box. Pardon me, a trip. As Brampton back to the power play for what I think, by my count, 7 times tonight. And trying to get rid of the goose egg. What a difference this game would be if the power play had shown signs of life here tonight. Up the top, McKenzie. Off the stick of Dong. He'll get his own rebound, though, Will McKenzie. Shot clock down to 5 as it's up top. Pope looking through the legs of Haynes, and that's one of the reasons why they have that goose egg as Haynes collapses over top. Keeping it 12-4 Bulldogs with 2.5 remaining. After that Orangeville game, Halton Hills home for 4 straight as they begin their 2019 Junior B campaign, the road to the Founders Cup, which will be in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Moving screen called as there was a little bit of extra action. The officials not wanting to call anything over on the far side, so they just take the ball away from the Halton Hills Bulldogs as we're under the 2-minute warning. Here's Van Scheppen. Pair of assists in this game. As they go down in the corner, Mark Van Scheppen off the crossbar and up out of play. A couple of times Brampton's hit iron tonight too. My goodness. Again, 4 players listed. Excuse me, 8 players listed on the Halton Hills roster that aren't here tonight. Brampton basically at full complement for the ones they've got on the sheet anyways. Of course, visiting teams never know who the home teams never know who the visitors are bringing when they prepare roster sheets, but take from that what you may, as the Bulldogs all over Brampton here tonight as John Vezda crashes into the crease, and Ryan Wilson there to pick up the pieces as we're into the final minute of play here in the third period. Another reminder to follow us on Twitter at JVI Video for social media and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is the place for the most extensive lacrosse coverage in Ontario. 12 on the board, the second of back-to-back nights for the Brampton Excelsiors, 12-4, and another moving screen here as Neil Mowat got in the face of Owen Smith. Smith looked like he wanted a little bit extra, but that's what stopped play initially. They were just going to take the ball away from Moffat's Bulldogs. Mowat, excuse me. Coaches underneath of us having a few words between each other with 29 seconds left to go. Boy, this building's fun, isn't it? Benches right side by side, and they get to leave through the same exit when they're done. Brampton Memorial Arena, home of the Major Excelsiors, Junior A Excelsiors, and Junior B Excelsiors this year, as the Junior Bs will start their season 0-2. This is another Brampton power play as Halton Hills picked up an additional minor on that play, and a big hit far side. This will take us down to the horn, and I don't believe there will be any extracurriculars as the officials step in. And your final, the victor wasn't in doubt for quite some time. The final score may have been, but it will be a 12-4 victory for the visiting Halton Hills Bulldogs. Again, their home opener comes May the 4th. The Orangeville Northmen. That's a 7:30 start up in Georgetown. Our director today and producer has been Gary Morrison. On behalf of him, executive producer Ryan Harkness and the rest of our JVI Sports Network crew, I'm Matthew Carrick. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you have a great night and you join us all summer long for lacrosse action from here in Ontario. Good night from Brampton.